What up? What up? Fantasy football hustler back at you.
What's happening, Bogey?
We got fantasy news today. And oh man, I got two pieces of news here that we're not going to like. So we're going to knock them out of the way. Number one, Joe Burrow went down at practice today. He was holding his calf. He got carted off the field. I'm going to keep saying any kind of lower extremity injury, they should get carted off the field.
I'm not tripping, bruh.
I'm not either.
As long as there ain't no surgery needing things,
yeah,
they can get him in a shotgun.
We got 5-6 weeks before the season even starts anyways, so a lot of time, but we don't like to hear that.
I don't like soft tissue injuries when like a calf, like you need to drop back and all. That's why I said, okay, worst case scenario, they get him in a shotgun for the first couple weeks of the year if he's still dealing with it. But hopefully it ain't nothing. Hopefully the next time we report this, it's a day-to-day thing or week to week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Week to week at worst.
The other ugly piece of news is Garrett Wilson leaving today's practice early on. He's being evaluated for an ankle injury. He was caught limping around practice. If you got these guys in Dynasty, you better not panic unless you're panicking and you're selling them to me. Outside of that,
or me.
If anybody is going to trade Joe Burrow, like because of this, I'm going to smack you around myself. Just wait. Don't do anything right now. Don't react. Go try to trade for him. How about that? Now let's talk about the two big signings that we got, or how about extensions that we got going on. And Herbert is the first one. Got the dollar bills, y'all.
Dollar bills, y'all.
5 years, $262.5 million. He's now under contract till the 2029 season. And he has the highest average salary at $52.5 million.
What did they get him on the guarantees? Is he fucking with Kyler Murray on guarantees?
You know what's funny? This is verbatim how I called it.
I said, in order this offseason, it'll go Kyler Murray, then it'll go Jalen Hurts, then Lamar, then Herbert, then Burrow.
Because 133.
Yeah, because and Murray got his. I'm sorry, Murray already got his. It was Anyways, because I figured when Hurts gets paid, then it'll be like, okay, Lamar has a basis of comparison because they are similar in style. So it's if this mobile QB got that, I need that as a base. Yeah. So that's how that happened there. And I feel like, this for Joe Burrow.
Bad timing for him on the calf because teams are always looking for an excuse to push things off. As long as it's not serious, I don't know why this would hurt or slow down anything with as far as like how the contracts are being talked about right now.
The shit that sucks with a calf is, I was joking, I'll just have him in a shotgun, but man, you get that inertia. You feel me? Is that right word?
Yeah.
Inertia, right? You draw it all the way from your lower extremity to your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Dennis, it's funny. We're going to shout out the chat here. And Dennis, he said Herbert's contract isn't as good as it looks. It's basically under his rookie contract for 2 years, I think. But that's the way
that extension.
It's an extension. Because that's what they did with Patrick Mahomes, if you remember. He still had 2 years on his contract.
They did with Kyler Murray.
And then they extended him for 10 more years after that. So essentially,
they did that with Deshaun. The only other guy the recent guy that I could think of that got a brand new spanking new contract when he got it was Dak, right?
Because he's under franchise.
Yeah. I guess it's the same. That's the same thing.
Anyone who's under a franchise or going to a brand new team, but most of the time it's more lucrative to extend because then you can work the cap even more. So he's getting upfront money, but it's like he's still on his rookie deal as far as like
for Dak, they gave him a signing bonus. And then they gave him the second franchise tag.
Right.
As like a bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
We just got an update from Twitter on Joe Burrow. Said that Zach Taylor tells the media that Joe Burrow suffered a calf strain. No timeline at the moment for recovery. It's still too early.
I'd rather hear soft tissue than something torn. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's basically what he's saying. Yep. When you say no timeline, that means they got to determine how bad the strain is. And if anybody knows a strain or a sprain is a light tear.
And it literally just happened like this just happened. So Aaron Rodgers, he's the other deal that we got going over here now. So it's a 2-year, 75 mil guaranteed contract. Let's see, he had about 110 guaranteed remaining on the old deal. He's taking less for a shot at a ring. So he's taking a $35 million pay cut with this new contract extension.
The price of freedom.
Yeah.
Because he tried to buy his way out of there. They were kind of holding him hostage there for a while. He just kept producing.
And
So they're like, we can't let him go.
And did he not give Green Bay a lot of chances?
Yeah, when you're playing against some who would declare the GOAT, Tom Brady, and you got to go for it to score, to take the lead.
Yeah.
Not to give the ball back to him or kick a field goal to tie it and only let them get a field goal to win it. And that's what happened. Stupid call. That was Matt LaFleur. I think that moment was when Rodgers was like, all right, I'm fucking done. And then
what about them
drafting through last season? You know what I mean?
They drafted Jordan Love. Like, why is he going to take a pay cut when they already drafted his replacement? You know, like that's just.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like I get. Like when it comes to life, right? Children, freedom, well-being, stuff like that goes, the things that fall under that category. I don't think there's any kind of price you could really put on that. So I think for $35 million, he's like, all right, I'm the fuck out of here. Part of the agreement was the restructure. It's been taking him this long to figure this restructure out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it is because though they are actually gonna put pieces in play. Like they're not going to be going and using this money to get fucking their backup guys. I'm talking about getting Dalvin Cook right now.
He said, look at me. He said, Rodgers, look at me. I promise you. Listen, I know listen, I'm not Green Bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people be scoring like that. It makes it, maybe this is new to him too. Now, maybe he got trust issues, or maybe this is the team that really pushed for him, and that was part of the selling point, right? Because he did have a quote unquote no trade clause, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, especially now. How many people, like, no one wants to go to Green Bay to fucking play with Rodgers.
No one wants to go to the Jets.
But New York's different though. If you come and ball out, you can make money. I know you're getting taxed, like Alan Lazard said, but at least you got a shot at a lot of endorsements. If you
Alan Lazard is just funny though, because Alan Lazard, he got businesses on the side. He like rightfully so, because he's not making the big bucks in football.
I was joking. I felt more than anything, right? Oh, I'm gonna come out.
Sure, he's not getting paid. Well, actually, he got like 24 million guaranteed, something like that.
I mean, it's something solid. Like it's no big time.
I got like 13 million actually. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And Dennis, we didn't have an FNT yesterday. I was completely out of it in the morning. My body needed to recover. I was like dehydrated and all kinds of shit. And Dennis said, I'm still confused by the Barkley contract. So it's 900,000 more than the tag.
It's basically because if he plays under the tag and he plays well, they have to have this conversation about extending or giving him a contract after the season. So giving him signing this contract, which is basically the same money plus a little bit more than the tag and incentives, if he's playing well, they could offer him an extension mid-season. You know what I mean? Or say they get into the playoffs, or like it's not uncommon that we've seen that, but like this is why they did that.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't be allowed to do this if he was playing on the tag.
And this is him betting on himself that he's going to come out and actually be good in like the first couple games of the season.
And one more tidbit. It allows them to retain the rights on him next year to place a tag on him if need be. You know what I mean?
Fuckers.
Which is just fucking insane. You know what I mean?
They better
round we go.
They better just fucking pay that.
The tag is going to be lower next year, I would imagine. Right? If no other running back gets some deal that like resets their market, you know what I'm saying? Next year's running backs, there's no Dalvin Cook's not under big contract anymore. Joe Mixon's on his last year of his big contract. CMC will be the only one, and then they'll have to average him out with the other two big paid guys.
Yeah.
Which would be like, in Derrick Henry's on the last year of his joint. Actually, Joe Mixon, he got restructured, so he's still there next year, quote unquote. So maybe he's already been restructured. So it's Derrick Henry's the last one this year, and that's it, bro. Leonard Fournette had a little bag on him. He's not playing no more anywhere right now. You know what I mean? So that franchise tag's not going to be too what?
Yeah.
And it's not a double franchise tag either, because this would be the first tag that he would sign if he did sign that. Because then the double tag is, I think it's like a plus a fourth or an eighth or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like of the top 3 backs.
Yeah, it's the average plus an eighth or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so we had 2 big signings as far as a left tackle and a right tackle. So the Giants, they signed Andrew Thomas to a 5-year, $117 million extension. 67 of it's guaranteed. That's good for pesos. And then for the Texans, what is it, Titus Howard, but their right tackle, he signed a 3-year extension, and he's got 36 mil. I don't see the total number, but 36 mil in guarantees for him. Come up for these QBs. You want to keep them safe.
And Saquon, if you're wondering why you're having trouble getting paid, is because this guy, you know what I mean? He was in priority, you know what I'm saying? And running backs are just never prioritized like that anyway these days. And I feel like in owners' meetings, like, cut it off. Okay, off the record. Nobody better pay these fucking running backs. They're like, aye.
Who's easier to replace, Saquon or like a top 5?
You got to get in range to draft those guys.
Yeah.
So it's a process, right? You got to trade for them like the Niners did. Like fucking, we went and traded for Trent Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
guys like that,
tackles, bro.
Guys like that aren't even hitting the market too much.
No, Orlando Brown was very rare. And Orlando Brown was originally a right tackle who just got moved to left, played so well, was like, I'm here, left now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
they get paid more.
You really don't want to franchise tag left tackles because the franchise tag is
it's a lot
for that position.
Might as well give them a deal.
Yep. Hell yeah. All right. And how about, I was a little bit surprised by this, Cole Kmet, 4-year deal, 50 mil, 32 guaranteed. What?
I mean, they love their tight ends there. I don't know.
I know they do.
In that system, oddly enough, that system is gonna feature a tight end. Everyone's getting hyped on Claypool. My hot take would have been, I'd rather have Kmet. I think Kmet could threaten to be the second leader in targets on that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially we saw it last year. They had a couple games where
he had a nice little stretch
game, and it's all ugly either way for me. Like I feel like
tight end's so ugly it makes him look good.
Yeah, he was highly touted coming out of college, but minus a couple games last year, we just haven't seen it. I'm not going to bank on that.
22, 23. So he's going into year 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is a good time. Guys like Greg Olsen didn't really come into year 4, year 5. You know what I mean? This is just tight ends come along slow. And this, if Cole Kmet, okay, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews came into his own about year 3, 4-ish. You know what I mean? It's not uncommon, but at least the value's there for us to take a shot on him hella late. And if anybody, this is what's crazy is like, how could you not be excited for one of Justin Fields' pieces if you're a Justin Fields guy, right? Like this year, you're one of those guys that's beating that Justin Fields drum. You know what I'm saying? Like Kmet he's a guy I probably threatens more touchdown receptions than DJ Moore. DJ Moore hasn't even been a touchdown totaling motherfucker in his career, period. Yeah. I think he had 6 the most in one season.
I'm not
Before that, he's never had more than 4.
Yeah, I know.
He's been around for a while, 2018. So
how about Tony Pollard? He is not pushing things apparently at the start of training camp while he's dealing with his recovering fibula. So he's easing his way back in. He has been working with the trainers to make sure that he doesn't push too hard. Pause.
It's funny because fucking Tony Pasta, he's feeling himself now. He's making business decisions, huh?
Yeah.
I'm paid.
It might be a franchise tag, but I get in all of it.
They have nobody else. They better keep him.
Hey, Malik Davis.
Hey, he's okay. How about Jonathan Taylor getting placed on the PUP for an ankle injury that he suffers early?
Who's that other guy people are trying to make a case for? Not Deion Jackson, but it's like Hall or something like that. Hole, Holl.
I don't know.
Or
one while we're sticking on the, let's get back to the Texans. So John Mechie, he's cleared to join just normal workout at training camp. He said he had a little bit of a setback with the hammy. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was months ago. But yeah, he's about to be out there. Let's see it.
This is an awesome story period too, because of not only did he have to come back from this crazy injury, but because of that injury and then him going to the hospital, that's how they found out he had cancer, right?
Yeah.
When they're doing all like the blood work and stuff, and then so he has to go through the treatment while rehabbing. Like this is he has comeback story of the year written all over him if he can get on the field and produce. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like him and DeMar Hamlin. If they have any kind of decent seasons, like both could be shoe-ins for comeback player of the year.
And he's Peacock pointed out the fact that he's the biggest fucker they got out wide. You know what I mean? Because you do got Noah Brown, who's a big dude, and Nico Collins, they're big dudes, but they're slot guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, Devin Witherspoon for the Seahawks, not expected to practice. He's the only unsigned rookie left, like amongst the crop. I don't know. I guess Seattle's playing hardball with him, I guess.
He demanded a bigger deal, probably. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what it is. And
got that. Hey, Vontae want that top 5 money, okay? You can't be letting me fall to the 15, 16. You need that top 5.
He broke down the whole pie chart out here.
Listen.
I love, hey, that made me want him
to get drafted first, right when he explained it, because he's not the typical spoof. This fool,
yeah,
he's trying to do it to take care of the family. It was like it was genuine in a fake world.
Yeah, for sure. All right, how about, what do you think about this, Bogey? According to CBS Sports, they're coming out and saying that Brandon Ayuk looks uncoverable in camp and looks like he's got a huge year coming.
I just wanted, okay, for the sake of this argument, there's 2 out of the 3 QBs I would want, and that would support Brandon Ayuk here, and that would be the Brock, and that would be Trey Lance, because at least Trey Lance has a big arm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At least so to be able to get, because that's one thing about Brandon Ayuk is he does it all, bro. You know what I mean? He could take a slant to the house. He's a phenomenal route runner, the entire route tree. He's one of the best separators. He's a contested catching motherfucker. I call him Baby Nuke. He's like Nuke on a different level as far as he got speed and but the wingspan, all that shit, it reminds me of Nuke. You know what I mean? But different, because Nuke he seems more mechanical and slower versus Ayuk is exciting. This motherfucker got speed to go along with all the route running, everything, but it's still going to be a low pass volume offense. And I'm really buying in to the fact that Debo is the guy I want this year, because of the fact that everybody's hyping up Ayuk and Debo. But I guess Debo still goes ahead of Ayuk, though.
Yeah, he does.
And I guess I'd rather, if I'm going to spend, I'm going to spend on Debo, because, man, I don't care. Debo's going to eat without the rushing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the system thing. Debo was pacing for 120 targets in those games with Brock, if you pace those games out. And that was with CMC. There was 4 games with all 4. I looked this up.
Emil wants you to clarify. He said, so you're saying Ayuk is better than Debo?
Skill-wise? As an X receiver?
Yeah,
he's a true outside receiver. Fuck yeah. Debo's a do-it-all as well. But Debo's a type that'll get the dirty work over the middle, put it in motion, get him a jet sweep. Like, you could get him out of the backfield even. Debo's different, but it's the A dot. His A dot is super close to the line. And that's just the type of plays that they call up in the Niner offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if I need to depend, I think Ayuk is I mean, we run a 10 to 12 personnel too. Like, he's always going to be out wide versus like Debo is going to get the higher percentage targets.
Now, let's jump back to the AFC. And how about jumping to the Bills? So apparently, they want James Cook to be a 3-down back, and they think that he can carry the load.
How big is James Cook? Is he as big as Dalvin? He got the hair like Dalvin.
He is listed as 5'9", 190.
Okay. Yeah, that's not really a 3-down back. Technically, they're usually like 200 pounds, 5'10", 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Dalvin's listed at 5'10", 209.
See, that's what I'm saying. Boom, 3-down back.
It's just, and those guys get beat up too.
It's a difference of 20 pounds. I guess it just depends like how they plan on using him. If Josh Allen's still going to, if they're using him in a capacity to where Damian Harris is the bruiser, they can have him running outside the tackles a lot, mixing in the zone scheme.
Maybe Damian Harris don't even make the team.
Damn. I mean, that we never thought that was a possibility, but it totally
because I feel the same way about Latavius Murray. One of those guys
Right.
ain't going to make the team.
Probably not.
Or they're going to get relegated to the practice squad. That screams Latavius Murray all day, and then they let go of Harris because of whatever bogus contract. They're just like, all right, take a look at him.
Because that's what, I mean, they spent a 2nd-round pick on him last year. As soon as, like, Dalvin Cook news comes out there, it's, fans
like
and NFL analysts who are saying, wow, that'd be cool. That'd be great. Bills need it. But the Bills came out right away and were like, nope, we're not. Nah. Right away.
Did you just say ghoul and mix like good and cool?
I don't know.
Because that was awesome.
Well, yeah, I think Bills never ever give us any inkling that they were trying to get any other type of big free agent. Damian Harris and Latavius Murray. It doesn't scream big free agent to me.
I mean, that I think they were really trying to get Nuke, at least to the they pushed it to whatever their conversation was, but it was nowhere near. Now that we know what Nuke ended up getting, yeah, nobody was going to get him for that. You know what I mean?
He probably didn't want to go there. That was probably just the deal on the table, and he's trying to get anyone to get close to it.
And Lee, shout out to Lee, you know what I'm saying? He pointed out that Dalvin, this could all be leverage, and Dalvin could just end up in Miami. Like, if he's going to play for somewhere cheap, like, why not play for his home team, a team that's actually on the up and up that needs a running back? Like, for real, like, they need a running back. Like, they're crazy enough to go in there with Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. and the A-Chain.
That would be cool if he did go to the Jets. I'm not saying it would be on any kind of high contract, but Michael Carter just doesn't seem the guy who's going to be, like, getting it done too much. Dalvin and Brees would be, like, a pretty nasty duo.
I haven't read anything on this kid, on the kid Israel, like, in training camp, but that kid has a 3-down skill set. So I feel he's the biggest threat for Michael Carter, because this new regime comes in. They're like,
plus Michael Carter's one of those ones that has 2 or 3 positive
blurbs that have came out because they're trying to shine him up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if they have made the decision it's going to be Izzy? They bring in Dalvin so they can trade off Carter or something like that. What's not like that? Just never know.
They kept around Ty Johnson too, and then they let him go after they drafted Izzy, and they're gonna keep backs on. Izzy's not going anywhere, if anything, right? Yeah, because it's the new regime that drafted him. So yeah, Carter's out, bro, and like he was a guy who I really liked, and I wanted him to get in one of those zone schemes, and he did, but it was like, and then he had, after his rookie year, he was like, out of all qualifying running backs, he had like the most missed tackles or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, good for you. You know what I mean? But then it was like, yeah, just he sucks.
Yeah. And Peacock said, I'm 5'9", 180. Can I be a 3-down back?
On my team, yeah.
And Emil says he'd be a slot wide receiver, Peacock. For sure.
He's like, thank you.
he takes that as a compliment.
That's his bag.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right,
Shaq Leonard, after one of the greatest slot receivers.
Yeah, Shaq Leonard. They said he practiced in all periods on Wednesday's first practice, including the full team. So I'm really high on Shaq, as far as like everybody else is so low on him that I definitely want to get him where he's going. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he falls. Yeah, I keep forgetting to check for him too, man. And those best balls, I'm like, shit, he's kind of down there.
Yeah, he's way down
I
there.
gotta check, but I always remember when someone drives. I'm like, shit.
All right, where you crazy Cowboy fans at? Safety Donovan Wilson could miss 4 to 6 weeks with a right calf strain that he suffered in yesterday's practice. The belief is that he will be ready to play week 1.
I think that's some similar news we should expect to hear from a Burrow.
Yeah.
But the fact that this guy's a safety,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Burrow is okay. Hold on.
Because there's still 6 weeks, like 5-6 weeks before the season starts. So we got it's a decent timeline for guys like that.
We're gonna see Trevor Siemian taking team 1 reps for now.
And if it drops the skill players and Joe Burrow's like draft capital, I'm with it. I hope he's ready though. Find out tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have more.
It's funny because this might scare people off and then be like, I'm taking Hurts or Fields for sure, or
yeah, let me get the riskier guy.
Yeah. And Infinite in the house. What up? And Peacock said, I think Burrow will need full time to recover, judging by the video and personal experiences.
Oh, he saw the video. Damn. And Peacock, that's all he does all day too, is examine videos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like for work and shit. Like doing
like Peacock, he can see when someone's guilty or not.
This guy did.
But see, he just said it right there. But should be ready for week 1 because there's still 5-6 weeks before week 1. That's the good thing about that. It happened right now. Sucks. He's now probably not getting
Peacock in the video. What did you see? Was he like dropping back?
He said he couldn't put any weight. Like on.
I want like what was he doing in like the action? What was he doing? Like.
How about Kyle Pitts? We're seeing videos of him out there running at camp. He's got a big ass knee brace on. He's got like that stone cold.
Yeah, I was about to say he got the big stone cold joint.
I don't think I'm really going to be drafting Kyle Pitts and then you redraft him. I drafted him in the best ball. I got him like super late.
9th, 10th round. I saw you grab him. That was awesome.
Yeah. Outside of that, I want no part of Pitts. I would rather get a London. I mean, it's going to be hard to get Brees. You're going to have to get him in the first round of these drafts. Or Bijan, yes. Brees, yeah. Bijan, got to get up in the first round. We're seeing him out there taking fucking reps out of the slot. One thing that I saw, though, Troy Anderson was out there covering him, and he did make a nice little play where he makes a little cut to the right, just like a little running back out. And Troy Anderson was there right on him. Bow.
That MLB action right there, baby.
Yeah, so it wasn't much, but it's cool just to see Troy Anderson making plays in coverage in practice.
He's one of our children this year.
Yeah,
he's one of our sons that we're going to see grow up right before our eyes.
Because he's going to be one of those guys who's not like when we do our waiver wire videos every week, I always have guys who are like rostered close to 30%. And then I was at part of it where it's like guys that are rostered like 0%. I'm sure he's going to be amongst the guys that are like 0% rostered.
Because what sucks is the people that play IDP, I would imagine the vast majority have maybe one of each. Yeah.
I know. I'm saying I think the mass majority have
like one or two
just total spots.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think they have one or two.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of each at most. Yeah. And so it's like you really got to be like one of them top 3 finishers where it's like they got 100% ownership.
One thing that's pretty cool though is every single year you can just see the evolution of like how many IDP leagues are out there. Well, I know it's like a percentage like wise thing, but I think like last year Roquan was like rostered in 89% of leagues. So this is like every single
year. So they weren't even getting up to 100 last year.
No, they've never gotten up to.
We're gonna have something to do with that.
But it's because it's based on like people not playing in IDP leagues. Exactly. That's why there's a gap. of why they won't hit 100. But every year we see it go up more, and I'm interested to see what it goes up to now. We get like a Roquan in 95% of leagues or like some shit like that, because that means it's getting closer and closer to every league having an IDP spot, at least one. Getting close to it.
Let's go.
All right, how about the Eagles? This is a little crazy because all running backs in their rotation are in the running with the first team.
Yeah, expected it.
Yep. This is why I love Kenny Gainwell, especially in best ball, because you're getting them for nothing. We'll see what happens after
And
we
those other guys are gonna die. Predicted it.
I don't like to predict injury with a lot of people. But
Hey
like,
man, it's Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift.
come on. If there was two guys we were ever going to predict injury for,
We would never get plus odds on their injury if they had bets like that.
yeah, for sure. They would be at like the minus 500.
Yeah, minus 1,200. Like, what? Okay, I'll put a couple thousand on it.
And Marty said, will Michael Walker have a role? Yes, he will, but he's going to be like the third as a part of that 3-man interior linebacker rotation, because it's going to be Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis got paid to be a starter, and they drafted Troy Anderson in the second round, and Anderson outproduced Michael Walker like from midway season to the end.
I think also when Michael Walker caught that injury too, I think that's what,
because when he came back, they just repositioned Walker,
because at the end of the year he was back out there upset alongside him. But here's the one thing that Spencer is was saying is that they, with the Saints, they ran that 4-2-5. That was like their main look. You know what I mean? So if they run and they have their former DC for the Saints, he's over there with the Falcons now.
Yeah,
so,
that's why they're running Caden Ellis.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if that makes Walker the odd man out.
Well, yeah, he is going to be. I think it legit is a camp battle between him and Troy Anderson, but I feel like they drafted Troy
draft capital by
this guy. That's where if he's got the edge.
And Michael Walker, what is he? He's like 26, so he's not young and he's not old. He's but he also came out of nowhere last year. That was like the first time I ever heard of him. You know,
kind of like a Drew Tranquil, if I will.
Yeah, made the most of an opportunity.
Yeah, but the injury bug hit him. But yeah, so he'll be like third in the 2-man rotation, pretty much. 25 to 35%, unless
they might if they got shit. Yeah, I want to look into that. I want to see who's going to play their nickel.
And let's see. Okay, so this is for anyone who is on Cooper Kupp or on Matt Stafford. Apparently, a bunch of teams approached the Rams about Matt Stafford, but it was a unanimous decision for them to keep Stafford for at least one more season. So, unless they're doing really shitty, like just completely out of it, I don't think Stafford is getting moved during this season.
I'm gonna have a bunch of Stafford in redraft, just because you might even get him as your third.
Oh yeah,
he'd be my favorite third.
If I have him as my second, I'm going to be a little butthurt. But if I have him as my third, I'll be excited.
Where did you have him?
Like 18, 19.
Okay, yeah, not bad. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Exactly. Close to 20. But see, it's because I got guys like Dangerous and Goff, Pickett. I got them a little bit higher.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that.
Because his ADP is not that way. So
fuck no. Yeah. But also, too, this is not how we're drafting them. It's like how not necessarily how we're drafting them, it's how we expect them to when it's all said and done.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Von Miller. All right. So he says he's feeling real good out there, getting real comfortable. And he said that he hopes to be ready for week 1. But here's what kind of sucks. He said he will return no later than week 6. So hearing that,
I like it.
Not going to end up on the pup, but that's
fine print.
That's a wide range. He's pretty much just said he's not going to end up on the pup there. That's all I took from it. He'll be good enough to where they don't want to keep him out for 6 games. Best ball, I love getting him late. You get him like a couple, like last rounds damn near.
Yeah, him and Leonard Floyd.
Yeah.
How about this? I want to see him out there wearing like all buffalo skin joints. You know what I mean? You know how he always be on some outlandish like animal shit?
Yep.
Yeah. But like a teepee made of buffalo skins, right?
Uh-huh.
But he wears it like a poncho. So it just drags on the ground and shit. Like a boss.
Marty, I cannot believe I forgot to put this in there. Javonte Williams cleared for contact.
Oh shit, that's crazy, bro. This guy's a beast. I almost don't want to talk about him anymore. So now I can start targeting him.
But you know what? I'm fading him.
More than likely because of this fucking ADP. This is
Yeah.
only gonna only gonna stabilize his ADP where it's at, if not make it go up.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If his ADP rises from where it is right now, probably not getting on it. I love Burrow's getting him in best ball, shit, 8th, 9th, 10th round.
Yeah,
I think
in a super flex.
Yeah.
I mean shit. But also too, just remember it's a Sean Payne offense, so it's gonna be more than one running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is good for that ACL, I would say. Let's keep the efficiency high. And the volume just at a nice level.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Or even just ease him in, so it's like he's not producing for anybody. Then I could trade for him on a low, like when we get into like week 3 and 4. Diabolical.
Savage.
You gotta start planning these things ahead of time, man.
Peacock said my nephew's a Broncos fan. Got him a Von Miller jersey for $30 on clearance at TJ Maxx. That's
nice.
You know what?
Super Bowl fucking MVP over there,
bro. That Super Bowl was awesome. That was in my backyard.
Yeah.
My sister was at that game. My sister and my brother-in-law.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a crazy one, man. We got to see Peyton win it in spite of his QBs.
He did. For the record, right? It was like, I think he led 4 scoring drives, but only one of them was a touchdown drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because or it might even only been 3 scoring drives. I think it was like 2 field goals. And then
they played that year?
They played the Panthers. It was this was only 2 years after seeing the number 1 offense play the number 1 defense, and that was the Broncos Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
And then now here we are again, but it's on the flip side. It's the number 1 offense with the MVP fucking Cam doing the dab and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They shut that down.
This was the one. There was the Southern California Cannabis Cup, the High Times Cannabis Cup was going on during the Super Bowl too, and it was dope because literally every single booth had a TV, had the game showing. So no matter where you were,
it was almost like they probably put it in the ticket. Listen, I know it's a Super Bowl, but there's gonna be the games be shown everywhere. Word.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's his name? I just remembered it was Owen Daniels that scored the 1 touchdown.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of those.
And it was the Gary Kubiak
classic fucking. If I remember correctly, it was like
because Gary Kubiak,
he's a Shanahan guy. You know what I mean? So it's like it was one of them. I think he was like lined up to block or something, and then boom, he was just unchecked. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. And Von Miller, he's a beast. Super Bowl MVP. All right. Our man, Buddha Baker, always smoking Buddha. He did receive a raise prior to camp. So this is something, I guess it was pretty quiet. But 2.4 mil in bonuses and incentives. And that's this year, and including a $300K signing bonus. And then he also received a raise for next season as well. Buddha's back, baby. Keep him happy.
I would have been like, I want that 300 in cash.
It didn't even take a lot to make him
I want it in all small, non-sequential bills. I'm gonna make it rain. And they're like, what are you gonna do with this? I'm going to the strip club. I'm gonna be a legend for a week.
All right. Let's get up out of here. Make sure you guys come back for Dynasty Life with Stevie B. He'll be back at 7 West Coast time, 10 Eastern. And then we'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up with Fantasy Football. And we're talking tight ends tomorrow.
Nice.
Bogey, any closing words?
Pause.
as I make my way. The fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Put your life together.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side Ho, where they know my name.